So when we talk about AI, what's the first thing that usually comes to mind? For most of us, it's probably about analysis, right? Algorithms sifting through data, predicting things. But what if AI could do more than just interpret the past? What if it could actually help us build the future? Well, today we're diving into a completely different side of AI, the creator.
I mean, think about it. We're constantly asking AI to look backward, to analyze all this data we've collected and tell us what it all means. But this explainer, it's all about flipping that script. What happens when we ask AI to look forward? You know, when we give it a blank slate, a set of rules, and just ask it to create something brand new. Well, the answer isn't just yes, it's a huge, resounding yes. And it's happening right now, in this incredible field called generative design. This is really the point where AI stops being just an analyst and starts becoming an architect, a co-creator, stepping into the realm of true invention.
Now, let's be really clear about what this means. This is not about robots taking over the design process. Not at all. Generative design is all about partnership. It's a deep collaboration where a human expert defines the problem, the goals, the rules, the absolute must-haves, and then the AI works inside that framework to explore a whole universe of possibilities, options a single human could never even dream up on their own.
Okay, so it's a really powerful idea, but how does this human-machine teamwork actually play out? Let's walk through how we get from a simple idea to a tangible, AI-generated component.
It all begins with human expertise. An engineer doesn't just go to the AI and say, hey, design a bracket for me. No way. They give it a super precise set of constraints. It has to be able to withstand a specific amount of force, it must be made from, say, aluminum, it can't weigh more than a certain limit, and it needs to hit a target cost to manufacture. They're basically building the sandbox that the AI gets to play in. And that process really unfolds in three main steps. First, the engineer defines the problem. They plug in all those rules. Then, the AI takes the wheel and generates, and I mean it generates thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of possible solutions. It comes up with these wild, organic, almost alien-looking shapes, because it's only putting material exactly where it's needed for strength and getting rid of every single unnecessary gram. And finally, it comes back to the human. The engineer uses their professional judgment to select the best design from all the options the AI presented.
Okay, so the process makes sense. But is this just a cool tech demo, or is it actually making a difference out there in the real world? Let's take a look at how this technology is going from lines of code to actual physical components.
And here's the most important part. This isn't just about designing things faster. It's about designing them better. A key insight from all the research is that these AI-generated parts are often objectively superior. They're just plain more efficient, they use way less material, and they outperform what we thought was possible with traditional design methods.
Let's take General Motors, for instance. A perfect example. In the car industry, weight is everything. Every single gram you can shave off a part means better fuel efficiency, better performance. So GM is using generative design to create parts that are lighter and stronger than anything they could design before, which directly translates to making their cars more efficient.
It's not just the companies making the final products. You have pioneers like Autodesk who are building the sophisticated software that puts this amazing power into the hands of engineers everywhere. They're the ones making this AI-powered creativity a go-to tool for massive industries like aerospace and advanced manufacturing.
So we've covered the what and the how, but that brings us to the biggest question of all. Why does any of this really matter? Well, the answer boils down to one thing: a massive competitive advantage. The benefits for any organization that gets on board with this are just huge, and they all build on each other. You get faster prototyping because the AI does a ton of the upfront creative work. You use less material, which saves money and is better for the planet. Your final products just flat out perform better. And all of that leads to lower development costs. It's a powerful cycle.
And that's really the bottom line here. This is so much more than just a list of operational improvements. By fundamentally speeding up how quickly you can innovate, and by creating products that are just plain better, generative design gives a business a deep strategic edge that can truly define its success. So this leaves us with a pretty fascinating thought to end on. We are already seeing this technology reshape the physical world around us, from the cars we're driving to the planes we're flying in. As this incredible creative partnership between human insight and machine exploration gets even deeper, the real question is, what's next? What will AI help us design tomorrow?